Hi, I'm Chloe with Nothing Original, and these fine gentlemen next to me are Alex and Brandon from Conditions. How are you guys?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely. No, I have to say, before we even get started, I like the Michigan on Alex.
Okay.
Like
Alex?
Amy, yeah,
Alex.
Amy says it like that. Alex. Instead of like, it's just Alex.
Not the whole Midwest, just us.
Totally Michigan.
Wow.
It's pretty, it's cool. I like it. It's cool.
I've been calling Alex's that my whole life. Yep. Well, my first question for you guys is, how's tour going? You're 3 weeks in with Tonight Alive, You Me at 6, and Cute Is What We Aim For was on the earlier leg. How's it been?
It's been awesome. We've had a great time. We've had, I guess, the positives definitely outweigh the negatives. Last night we kind of had I don't even know how to explain it. We got pulled over for speeding, and very long story short, we ultimately had to lift our trailer back onto the road. As in, all 5 of us got out and lifted our trailer and put it back onto the road.
Out of a ditch, essentially.
Yeah,
So
right. And
that was interesting at 1 in the morning. But other than that,
Yeah.
other than some small little events,
yeah,
the
tour's been great.
shows have been great.
Yeah, we've had fun.
You Me at 6 is amazing guys, good band. Like I love them to death. So we're just stoked to be out here.
Absolutely.
Well, that kind of leads me into my next question then. In your opinion, what is the best and worst part of being out on a long tour?
There it is.
Don't get them started.
Yeah, I guess this is usually where I say the best part is when the tour ends. No, I'm just kidding. But no, the best part is, I don't know, it's always fun to, I guess, to live 2 different lives, you know, like where you're at home and the responsible person would have a job and, not, which we all do. We're all very level-headed and very realistic in that sense. And it's always fun to, or I guess know when you get to hop in the van with your friends and go see the country, go circle about the country, have a reason to be out there. It's playing music you love. So that's probably my favorite part of touring, just the fact that I get to do it. Negative part is, all of the little bumps that you run into along the way. Like there could be, whether it be your transportation breaks down or a crowd wasn't feeling you guys that night, you never, it's, you never look forward to that. I don't know if you can look forward to it, but it teaches you to bounce back, but that's definitely the bad part.
Yeah.
But they're very few and far between, so it's been cool.
I mean, he nailed it right on that. Every day is another story, and it's always, most of the time that's a good thing, even if at that point in time you can't think about it that way. It's like when at 1 in the morning last night when we were pulled over on the side of a road in Ohio or Indiana, wherever we were, the last thing I want to do is unload our trailer and lift it out of the ditch. But now it's hilarious. Like
Right.
At the time it sucked, but
Absolutely
now
furious
it's really funny.
last
So
night.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of for stories like that it makes it really enjoyable, and you kind of look back on it and love it, even if you're not at that point. But most of the time the stories are always good. So
Right.
I mean, I love being out here. So.
In your defense, it's really hard not to speed at 1 in the morning when you're trying to get where you're going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We did it. We did it on ourselves. We added a 4-hour drive because my parents live in Toledo.
Okay.
So we drove from Chicago to Toledo just to, I guess, be guaranteed a nice meal in bed. So
Yeah.
it was worth it. But
It's worth it to go see family, no matter. I mean,
Right.
obviously we could have just gone and stayed at a hotel in Chicago, but I'd rather go and see some family. So.
yeah.
Well, my next question is, touring gives you the unique opportunity to see like a ton of the world that most people don't get with their day job. You guys have gone all over in the last few years, festivals, tours, just everywhere. And has anything surprised you about the world outside of your hometown? Something you didn't really expect?
Yeah, I guess the one constant thing that always surprises me is that people have heard of Conditions that don't live in Virginia. Even, as far as Australia, there were people singing along, and that just blows my mind. Other than that, I don't know. Like, touring is just great because, like you said, you get to see the country. And as we've grown and as we've toured more and more, we've gotten better at actually seeing the country, taking time to see things in certain areas that you won't get anywhere else on the planet. So, it's been cool.
Yeah, I don't know. You just find like little things about different areas, and especially the more we do it, the more we just circle around. You pick up more and more friends along the way, which is great. So it's like every time you go somewhere, even Detroit, for example, we have a ton of friends that live in Michigan and always come out to the show, and it's nice like looking forward to that. Be like, oh, we're gonna be here, so we're gonna see these people. We're gonna be there, we're gonna see these people.
Yeah.
So it's nice, like you kind of build like regardless of like the band following or anything like that, like just friends that you know you can count on like every spot you go. So it's cool to pick that up along the way and know that you kind of be, if you ever needed anything, you're like taken care of as you know as you go through these places. And then you pick up their accents like Alex.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged. Okay, and what is your favorite song to play live off of Full of War?
Ooh, mine is one that we're actually not playing this tour, which I'm bummed about. I like The Descent of Man. It's just fun. It's just really fun, energy-driven, really like easy to just let loose on that song. But we're not playing it. Oh well.
On some days, when we're away from the tour, we're doing a couple like off-day headliners, and so we get a chance to play a little bit longer then. So we've been including that then. But on what we're playing with the You Meet 6 dates, I would probably pick. I think I'd pick Skeleton. That's another one that's like a little rowdier.
Yeah.
Especially the end. The end of that song is one of my favorite pieces that we've ever written. So
Yeah. Out of what we're playing, I'll definitely agree with that. Skeleton's cool.
I love the slower stuff and you know the easier stuff to just kind of groove to, but sometimes I just want to let loose and just go off. Especially when you sit in the van all day, I'm ready to get some energy out.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's a fun one.
And one of the goals before recording Full of War was to not play it safe and to branch out. And looking back, it's been several months since it was released. Do you feel like you achieved that, or are you already like looking at the horizon, crazier things?
Yeah, well, I mean, like we're always thinking, always looking what's next for us. But as far as being happy with Full of War, absolutely. The response has been great. Especially like we had someone ask us a question, I think it was yesterday, and that there was like a pretty big gap in between Fluorescent Youth and Full of War, and saying that a lot of people were wondering what was going to be next, and knowing that was present, that gap was present. We'd been away for a while, and what the response to Full of War has been, I'm so happy. Yeah, like I'm personally happy with the songs we've written. I love that we kind of shedded the idea that we have to write conditioned songs and just that we'd follow every idea down wherever it went. So yeah, I'm personally happy and furthermore very, very happy with the response. Yeah.
Wholeheartedly agree. I don't even need to really add on. I'm very, very happy and satisfied with that record, and I think it did what we wanted it to do and show a little bit of our past and nod a little bit at the future and just branch out a little more. I think it's much more dynamic than Fluorescent Youth was. So yeah, I'm still very happy with it.
Well, I'm glad because I'm sure there was a ton of work put into it, so you better be proud. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the writing and recording process you guys go through and how it's evolved, I guess, from the really early stuff to the latest stuff.
For sure. Yeah, like when Conditions started, like I said in the previous question, we were always after that quote-unquote Conditions song. We wouldn't really finish an idea until we thought that we were on the path, so to speak. So I guess, and to back up a little bit, we've always written songs with, I guess starting from like an idea on a guitar, like a riff or something, and then that would be hammered out into a full band song, and then from that song, like I'd kind of listen to it and, gather any mood that's, I think the music kind of, I guess, guides someone to feel. And then I'd try to fuse a topic that I feel like would coincide with that. So music would complement the lyrics and vice versa. And we still pretty much did it just like that.
I think it was a little smarter this time around, whereas in the past, especially like early on, we would, as just the music part, write all of the music and have it like pretty much set in stone and be done, and like demo it out and just, here you go, Brandon, figure it out.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really that smart. Like on this last record, we, I think, explored a little bit more with like getting some melodies to like complement the music and whatever, or writing a chorus first and then building the song around it, rather than just saying, here's the music, write some lyrics. Just kind of including that from the get-go rather than, after the fact. So
right.
It did change a little bit. It's still kind of, our formula is still kind of there, but yeah, just we took some different approaches this last time. I think it benefited overall.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, Well, good. It's an evolving process.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll probably just keep getting better,
We
and
hope
that's
so.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
And all of your music has like very sincere, important meanings, dealing with really real issues. And do you do that deliberately? Like, is that something you feel is missing from the rest of the music industry?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it definitely takes a little more thought, and you know, unfortunately, we're as human beings, we are pretty, I guess, geared to want that instant gratification and the easy way out, so to speak. So, I do feel like there's, you know, like a void of depth in a lot of music, especially in our scene. So, yeah, it's very, very much in the forefront of my head when I'm writing lyrics. Like, I'll want to write about something, and I will stop myself constantly, being like, no, it's not good enough. It's not deep enough. It's not real enough. And I drive myself nuts when I'm recording. Like, I turn into a very weird person when I record because I get so stressed out. But I bring it on myself because, like, I care that much, and I want that much to make, I guess, a connection. I want someone, whether it be like, oh, I've never heard that, you know, in lyrical form before, or hey, this guy thinks exactly like me. I love that. I love when that connection goes through. So yeah, it's absolutely thought of. We definitely want to be apart from a lot of music. Yeah.
He took everything. We give him full reign on that sort of thing because I truthfully respect him as a lyricist.
Aww.
So much, yeah. Sorry, get deep with it. You know, he gives us his edge on, or his input rather, on the music side and vibes of what are going on. But you know, for the most part, I feel like we're on that end, and then I give full faith that he writes something that we all, you know, I associate with almost everything he writes. So. I mean, because we live very similar lives.
Right, and we've been doing this forever together,
Yeah.
so like we definitely can. I feel like unspokenly kind of tap into each other. Like, basically, we've become brothers, especially after last night lifting that trailer. We are all brothers now.
No, I totally have full faith in his stuff, and I love his stuff. So yeah, I guess that's how we roll with it.
I'm blushing.
Well, awesome. That's very cute. So my last question for you guys is, what is the one thing you want listeners to be able to take away from your music, if nothing else? Like your main point of view, or the one thing you want them to get out of it?
Absolutely.
I guess for people who haven't ever heard Conditions before.
Yeah. If you've never heard Conditions before and you come to see us or hear a song, I would love for someone to just be like, wow, like those guys they're doing it for the right reasons, so to speak. They're playing their music because they believe in it. They're getting something across that they really thought about. I would love to be known for that. Even if people are like, you know, like, wow, I've seen these guys tour for 6 or 7 years and they never draw more than 20 or 50 people, but still, like, these guys make their art, and like, it's so noble, you know, it's valiant. And I would like to think that that's what people would think of Conditions. That they know that we're real, we're here.
I'd say it's like a broad umbrella, like, and it'll sound kind of funny coming from us because we're on the inside, we're very like sarcastic to each other and kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of dicks to each other, but like in a fun way.
In a brotherly way, yeah. We
We
pick on each other
but
constantly.
overall, like as you know, as a listener viewing us, I would hope that everybody can just bring something positive out of it. I feel like there's a lot of negative vibes that come with our style of music or things that we might be associated with, and we're never like that at all. Like, we want to give a positive message out to listeners. So I feel like I would hope someone would take that away, from our stuff.
Thank you very much. Thanks for talking to me. It was a pleasure. And make sure you check out Conditions and everything they have in store.